So, welcome student in our today's section of subject power engineering and refrigeration. Today we are going to see another two numericals which are asked many times in the examination. So, pay attention to the today's lecture carefully. Here we are going to start the numerical. I am going to start by writing it on the blackboard. A two-stage air compressor with complete intercooling deliver air to the main. Deliver air at a pressure of 30 bar the suction conditions be 1 bar and 15 degree centigrade. If both cylinders have same stroke, verify ratio of cylinders diameter. Take n is equals to 1. So here we are going to start to solve this numerical by finding that what is given inside the numerical. So initially by solving any numerical, first write down the given data. Okay, so what's the given inside the numerical? It is a two-stage air compressor having complete intercooling. Delivers air at a pressure of 30 bar. As it is a two-stage compressor means it can be drawn on the PV diagram in such a way. This is initial condition, this is final condition. We may name it as the second stage compressor and this is the first stage compressor. Delivers air at pressure of 30 degree means what? Final pressure P3 is equals to 30 bar. We can convert this 30 into Newton per meter square by multiplying factor, conversion factor 10 to the power 5. Next thing here we have the suction conditions means inlet conditions to be 1 bar and 15 degree centigrade. Means initial pressure P1 and P1 they gave us in the numerical it is equals to 1 bar means 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Okay. If both the cylinders have same stroke means both the cylinders have same strokes means L1 is equals to L2. Stroke L1 is equals to L2 for both the cylinders. Find the ratio of cylinders diameter means what to find? We need to find the ratio of diameter of cylinder means d1 by d2 is need to find here. To find this, and again they gave us this polytropic index as 1.3. Okay, so the conditions we have here that it is having a perfect interpolate, and you know for complete or perfect interpolate we have the ratio P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. Again we can use formula for volume which is equals to pi by 4 d square into L. Here L is constant for both, and using that formula for the volume we can take down the ratio of d1 by d2. But here we don't have this intermediate pressure P2. That's why we need to find out this intermediate pressure, and to find out this intermediate pressure we are going to use the formula here. Intermediate pressure P2, and formula is under root of P1 into P2. Can be calculated as under root of 30 into 10 raised to power 5 and 1 into 10 raised to power 5. When you put all these values inside the inside the calculator, you get the values as 5.477 into 10 raised to the power 5 Newton per meter square. So this is the value for intermediate pressure P2. Now interpolate is complete or perfect. So we can use the relation P1 V1 is equals to P2 therefore P1 by P2 is equals to P2 by P1. We have the value of P2 and P1. The value of P2 is 5.477 into 10 raised to the power 5 upon value of P1 is 1 into 10 raised to the power 5. 1 into 10 raised to the power 5. So this 10 raised to the power 5, 10 raised to the power 5 can cancel, and value of therefore I am writing from this to this here. Therefore V1 upon V2 is equals to 5.477. Again we are going to use this formula. Again V1 by V2 is equals to, now we are going to use this formula which are V1 is pi by 4 d1 square into L1, and for V2 pi by 4 d2 square into L2. And they already gave us in the given data that strokes for both the cylinders is same, means L1 is equals to L2. So this L1 get cancelled with this L2, this pi by 4 get cancelled with this pi by 4. Is this pi by 4? Now, therefore, that d1 upon v2 is equals to d1 square upon d2 square. Now, we are having the value of v1 by v2 as 5.47. It is right here 5.47. Now, we are having that d1 square upon d2 square is equals to 5.477. Okay. So d1 upon d2 whole square is equals to 5.477. Taking square root on both sides, we get as d1 by d2 is equals to under root of 5.477, which is equals to 2.340, and this is the answer of this numerical. What they ask? They ask us to find the ratio of cylinders diameter. Here they told us to find ratio of cylinders diameter. Here we find out this ratio, d1 by dt is equals to 2.340, and the numerical is get completed. Now we are going to see the another numerical. So here we are going to see another numerical. This is numerical number 2. Single acting two-stage air compressor with air compressor with a single acting two-stage air compressor with complete intercooling deliver 6 kg per minute. 6 kg per minute of air at 16 bar. Of air at 16 bar. Assuming intake at one bar and 15 degrees centigrade. And compression is according to law compression is according to law P3 is to the power 1.3 is equals to C. Calculate intermediate pressure figured power required to drive compressor. Power required to drive compressor. Third thing is isothermal efficiency. And fourth thing is free air delivery. Sometimes this free air delivery can be represented in short as capital F, A and D. Okay. So we are going to solve this numerical that starts from this given data. Okay. So what they gave us inside the numerical, what we need to find is firstly we determine. Okay. So to find out this given data, we are going to read this numerical once. Okay. A single acting two-stage air compressor means it is a single acting but two-stage. So it is a two-stage compressor with complete intercooling. Intercooling is complete here. Delivers 6 kg per minute of air at 16 bar. 6 kg. As kg is unit of mass, so in given data, mass is equals to m is equals to 6 kg per minute. But kg per minute is not a MKS unit, so we convert it into the kg per second. Okay, so is equals to 6 upon 60 is equals to 0.1 kg per second. Okay. Now they told us assume intake at 1 bar at 15 degree centigrade. So initial pressure is equals to P1 is equals to 1 bar, means 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Okay, and temperature T1 15 degree centigrade. As centigrade is not a unit in the MKS system, so we need to convert it into Kelvin by adding 273 in heat. So we get it as 288 K. Okay. Now again they provide us this compression is according to the law of PVS to power 1.3. Means here index and is provided here for index n is equals to 1.8. And they told us to calculate first intermediate pressure P2, power required to drive the compressor, then isothermal efficiency and free air delivery. So let's start this. Here first thing, intermediate pressure. So intermediate pressure is equals to P2 is equals to under root of P1 and P3. Okay. So here is equals to 1 into 10 to the power 5 and this final pressure. Okay, so I forgot to write it in the given data. So this is the delivered gas 16 bar means, and this is the final pressure. They already gave us this final pressure P3 in the numerical itself, which is 16 bar. So 16 into 10 to the power 5 comes as Newton per meter square. This is the value for final pressure P3. So P1 1 into 10 to the power 5 and final pressure P3 is equals to 16 into 10 to the power 5. After calculating it, you get this value as 4 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Okay, so first thing we calculate. Now second thing we need to calculate is power required to drive the compressor. Okay, so second thing, power required. So this power required, formula for this power required to drive the compressor is, as this compressor is two-stage, that's why we need to calculate this 2 in the formula 2 into n upon n minus 1. P1 V1 into in bracket P3 by P1 raised to the power n minus 1 upon twice n minus 1. Normally we took speed in the calculation here, but in the whole numerical this value of speed is not mentioned. So we calculate here the per revolution. So we does not took this m into the formula. We took this, we calculate this power required per revolution here. If the value of n is indicated there in the numerical, then बघा इथे न्यूमरिकल मध्ये जर स्पीडची व्हॅल्यू मेन्शन केलेली असेल तर आपल्याला इथे मल्टिप्लाय बाय n करून स्पीडची व्हॅल्यू घ्यावी लागते. अदरवाइज आपण युनिट लिहिताना काय लिहितो, युनिट मध्ये आपण लिहितो पर रिव्होल्यूशन, वॅट पर रिव्होल्यूशन. ओके, आता बघा इथे n ची व्हॅल्यू दिलेली नाहीये त्यामुळे आपण युनिट मध्ये लिहून घेऊ पर रिव्होल्यूशन. ओके, सो बघा आता p1 ची व्हॅल्यू आहे आपल्याकडे. यस, we are having value of p1. मग बघा आपल्याकडे v1 ची व्हॅल्यू आहे का? बघा आपल्याकडे v1 ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे न्यूमरिकल मध्ये? गिवन पाठामध्ये आपण काढली का v1 ची व्हॅल्यू? नाही. मग आपल्याला काय करावं लागेल? फॉर्म्युला बदलून घ्यावा लागेल. बघा नॉर्मली कसं असतं, p1 mr p1. बघा इथे since pv mrt, बरोबर. मग बघा आपण pv ला चेंज करून घेऊ mrt. मग बघा इथे मी लिहितो twice m upon n minus 1 into mrt1. वरची सिच्युएशन आहे म्हणून p1 अंडर ब्रॅकेट परत तेच p3 by p1 is to the power n minus 1 upon twice n minus 1. Because we are using this relation here. So instead of this pv we are taking this mrt1. तो बघा आपण कॅल्क्युलेट करून घेऊ. मला इथं वरती काय करतो, वरती घेतो. So 2 into 1.3 upon 1.3. Value of m is 0.4. बघा इथे value of m किती आहे? 0.4. Value of m is 0.4. Value of r, हा जो r आहे आपला हा युनिव्हर्सल कॉन्स्टंट आहे. 287 जूल पर केजी केल्विन. किलो जूल मध्ये हवा असेल 0.287 किलो जूल पर केजी केल्विन. But normally in the numerical we always take it in the form of joule per kg Kelvin. So value of R is 287 joule per kg Kelvin. So we have to take this value of R is 287 joule per kg Kelvin into temperature. So the value of temperature किती येते? 288 Kelvin into 288 into ब्रॅकेट घ्यावा लागेल p3 by p1, बरोबर. तर व्हॅल्यू ऑफ p3 is 16, व्हॅल्यू ऑफ p1 is 1. त्याला कन्वर्जन फॅक्टर आहे 10 to the power 5. ब्रॅकेटला स्क्वेअर मध्ये काय असेल? n minus 1 upon twice n. व्हॅल्यू ऑफ n is 1.3. So it is 1.3 minus 1 upon 2 into 1.3 minus 1. ब्रॅकेट कंप्लीट. आता हे जर तुम्ही टोटल कॅल्क्युलेट केलं, हे जर आपण कॅल्क्युलेट केलं त्याची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला भेटते 27,7.14 watt per revolution. बघा इथे मी तुम्हाला बघा सांगितलेलं स्पीडची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला दिलेली नाहीये त्यामुळे आपण मल्टिप्लाइड बाय n घेतलेला आहे. त्यामुळे इथे युनिट लिहिताना काय करायला लागेल? वॅट पर रिव्होल्यूशन. वॅट आहे आपण तिला वॅट मध्ये कन्वर्ट करू शकतो. 27.007 किलोवॅट पर रिव्होल्यूशन. ओके, पण आपण काढले का आता इंटरमीडिएट प्रेशर काढलं त्यानंतर पॉवर रिक्वायर्ड सुद्धा काढली. पॉवर रिक्वायर्ड टू ड्राइव द कॉम्प्रेशन इज 27.007 kilowatt per revolution. Now third thing we need to calculate is isothermal efficiency. बघा आता एक भेटतो घेतो. Third thing we need to calculate is isothermal efficiency. But isothermal efficiency it is the ratio आयसोथर्मल पॉवर कॅल्क्युलेट करून घ्यायला लागेल. आयसोथर्मल पॉवर की आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करावी लागेल. त्यासाठी टू फाइंड आउट द thermal efficiency. बघा फॉर्म्युला फॉर आयसोथर्मल पॉवर इज P1 V1 L of T3 by T1 into N upon 60 into N. बघा इथे व्हॅल्यू ऑफ N आपल्याला दिलेली आहे न्यूमेरिकल मध्ये कुठे दिलेली नाहीये. त्यामुळे आपण काय करू, N ला ड्रॉप करू आणि युनिट मध्ये काय लिहू, पर रिव्होल्यूशन. बरोबर. मग बघा व्हॅल्यू बघितली, व्हॅल्यू ऑफ P1 is 1 into 10 to the बघा परत आपल्याकडे V1 ची व्हॅल्यू दिली आहे का न्यूमेरिकल मध्ये नाही. मग आपल्याला काय करावं लागेल, परत तो रिलेशन यूज करावा लागेल. P MRT. मग ते लिहून घेऊ आपण MRT ln of log base E P3 by P. बघा M ची व्हॅल्यू 0.1, R ची व्हॅल्यू 287 जूल पर केजी केली, T ची व्हॅल्यू 280 केली into ln of P3. Value of P3 is 16 into 10 to the power 5. Value of P1 is 1 into 10 to the power 5. Calculate केलं कॅल्क्युलेटरवर तर व्हॅल्यू काय भेटते आपल्याला 22917.10 watt per revolution. बघा याला किलोवॅट मध्ये कसं लिहू शकतो आपण 22.917 kilowatt per revolution. ओके, काढायचं काय आपल्याला, we need to find out the thermal efficiency. आता बघा थर्मल इफिशियन्सीचा फॉर्म्युला लिहून घेऊ. नाव thermal efficiency is equals to isothermal power to power required. आता power required ला कधी-कधी indicated power सुद्धा म्हटलेलं आहे. Power required to drive the compressor can be stated as indicated power. बघा आता आपल्याकडे isothermal power आहे का? Yes, we are having isothermal power as 22.917 and power required to drive the compressor is 27.006. मग बघा मी इथे लिहितो it is equals to 22.9. आपण किलोवॅट बदला पहिले घेऊ 22.917 किलोवॅट पर रिव्होल्यूशन अपॉन 27.007 किलोवॅट पर रिव्होल्यूशन. याचे कॅल्क्युलेशन जे इथे असेल तुमचं 0.8485. बघा आपण इफिशियन्सी आहे, व्हाट इज दिस इज थर्मल इफिशियन्सी. बघा थर्मल इफिशियन्सी आहे, इफिशियन्सी आपण कशा फॉर्मॅट मध्ये लिहितो, वी राइट इट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द पर्सेंटेज. म्हणजे याला काय करायचं 100 ने मल्टिप्लाय करायचं आणि पर्सेंटेजच्या साइन पुढे लिहून टाकायचं. ओके, सो हियर वी फाइंड आउट दिस थर्मल इफिशियन्सी. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट दिस फ्री एयर डिलिव्हरी एट ए क्लियर करून घेतोय तर एका खाली एक क्लियर करायचं. Now, free air delivery. तर फ्री एयर डिलिव्हरी आपल्याला करायची म्हणजे आपल्याला व्हॉल्यूम काढायचं आहे. आपण नवीन रिलेशन यूज करून घेऊ PV is equals to MRT. ओके, बघा इनिशियल कंडिशन लिहू म्हणजे T1 ची आणि P1 आणि V1 ची. मग नाव V1 is equals to F R T वर्ग अपॉन T वर्ग व्हॅल्यू करून घेऊ m ची व्हॅल्यू 0.1 r ची व्हॅल्यू 287 जूल पर kg के टेंपरेचर की वैल्यू 288 के ओके बघा p ची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे आता 1 into 10 to the power 5 10 per meter याचं जेव्हा तुम्ही कॅल्क्युलेशन कराल तर तुम्हाला ही व्हॅल्यू मिळेल व्हॉल्यूम फ्री एअर डिलिव्हरी व्हॅल्यू तुम्हाला भेटेल 0.0826 meter cube per second. बघा ही आहे आपली फ्री एअर डिलिव्हरी मीटर क्यूब पर सेकंद आहे तुम्हाला वाटतं व्हॅल्यू खूप छोटी वाटते त्याला 60 ने मल्टिप्लाय करून घ्यायचं आणि व्हॅल्यू घ्यायची इन द फॉर्मॅट ऑफ मीटर क्यूब पर मीटर न्यूमेरिकल इथे सॉल्व बघा तुम्हाला जर डाऊट असेल की व्हॉल्यूमचे युनिट मीटर क्यूब पर सेकंद कसं आलंय तर तुम्ही इथनं याचे युनिट्स पुट करून बघू शकता तर इथे व्हॅल्यू युनिट जर पुट केले मासचे युनिट असेल केजी आरचे युनिट असेल किलो जूल पर केजी केल्विन टेम्परेचरचं केल्विन आणि p1 चे युनिट असेल न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वेअर युनिट्स ठेवायचे ऍडजस्टमेंट करत घेतली जूलला स्प्लिट करत घेतलं तर तुम्हाला फायनली युनिट हे भेटेल मीटर क्यूब पर सेकंद इथे आपल्याला न्यूमेरिकल समजलं चार गोष्टी काढायला सांगितलेल्या पण चारही गोष्टी इथे तुम्हाला जर काही डाऊट असेल तर यू कॅन कॉन्टॅक्ट मी ऑन माय व्हॉट्सअप.